Okay, our topic is, do animals have feelings? I'm sure everyone here has a pet, or a pet, or an animal you love very much. And so you want to believe that your pet have feelings, and that your pet is not only a thing with 4 legs with 5 senses. And you want to believe that more sophisticated dogs are going on, they have emotions, they can respond to your emotions, and if you're sad, you can respond. But you don't want to believe that, for example, a cow on its way to the slaughter has feelings, because that would be awkward. So, what makes some animals more valuable than others? And why would some animals have feelings but not others? And why are we more valuable than animals? Because you would respond differently if we would send people to slaughter animals. So, animal cruelty in the world today. We have animals for entertainment. One example are the elephants. They're usually peaceful animals, but nowadays many people are reported killed by elephants. And this is because they are being trained to be aggressive and act in defense, because it's more amusing to see an aggressive elephant than a peaceful person, so it's just for our entertaining. And also bullfights and cockfights are very active. And basically, 2 animals fight until one of them die. You can bet, you can win money for this. And greyhounds racing for us to make money. And after they finish their racing life, they're often killed or sent for experimentation, which is another point. Animal experimentation. Over 17 million animals are tortured and killed in laboratories. This is most rats and rabbits, and they're tested for cosmetics or medical research, and many of them are killed or blinded. Yeah. And back to farming, for they're slaughtered for human consumption, and over 10 billion animals are slaughtered every year. And they're not being treated very well. They're not living in very good conditions before the slaughter. For example, hens are kept in tiny cages, and many of them die of stress or disease before you can get into the slaughter. And also cows are putting hormones like estrogen into them so they look bigger, just to sell for more expensive. And fur farms. Animals are killed just so we can wear their fur. And hunting. Hunting is not only for food, it is also for entertainment. So people just shoot an animal and just let them die because they shoot. So, okay. Where animal cruelty exists. New Mexico is one of the few states that still have not banned cockfighting, so it's actually legal in New Mexico. And there is actually a law in the states against killing and sacrificing animals, but there are some American Judeo-Christian culture that says that animals are just here on the planet for us to sacrifice them to God. So, and also in the United States we have religious freedom, so they say that because of religion reasons, they have the right to sacrifice animals. So they have an agreement that they can sacrifice unless it is a significant demonstrable harm can be shown. On Guam, dog fighting is a very common activity, but it's illegal. It happens underground or hidden. And the U.S. Department of Agriculture documented 14 human slaughter violations at one processing plant. So the inspectors found hogs who were walking and squealing sound with a stun gun as many as 4 times. And this is just one place this is going on in many human slaughter. And China has an appalling record regarding human and animal rights. So they slaughter cats and dogs and other animals by skinning them alive. And then they sell the fur to other countries. And dogs are beaten to death in the streets, which is a normal situation for them. It happens all the time. And they seem to enjoy animal cruelty for entertainment. I think it's fun to watch. We have something called mirror neurons. Our brain is a neuron. Because when we learn, we observe other and then we imitate the same behavior. And this is thanks to mirror neurons. The neuron fires when a person performs an action or when another person performs that same action. So basically, we mirror the behavior of another. And this is also to play a role in how we sympathize with another person. So there's a research done by Matt in 2004, and he told the participants to make a facial expression, and in this case it was smiling. And then they had watched another person smile, and we held up fMRI, which is the scan of the brain, and they could see that the limbic system was stimulated when they saw someone else smile. And so observing a happy face activates pleasure centers in the brain. And also opposite, if you watch a sad face, that would be opposite. And also mirror neurons explain sympathy for others. And for example, in sports or theater, if a football player is crushed by an opponent, you can actually feel the hit from that touch, even if you didn't do the action. And this is thanks to our mirror neurons. Also, other animals such as monkeys, probably apes, and possibly elephants, dolphins, and dogs have some mirror neurons, but the humans carry out far more sophisticated imitations. So animals like monkeys can sympathize with each other, but not for other animals or humans as we can. And here's the experiment. Here are galleys. So it was a monkey, and every time he reached for a peanut, it was a crack in the nose. And one day the researcher reached for a peanut, and then the same crack in the nose was heard. So just by watching someone else reach for a peanut, the monkey's brain acted as though the monkey were carrying out the behavior. So this shows that monkeys actually have humans as well.
So our knowledge issue is what should the role of emotion be in the justification of ethical decisions? The role of our emotion as humans be in the way we treat the animals, like how do we justify our actions? So we looked at the human and animal bond relationship. This is the relationship that humans have with animals, and this relationship affects how we think and how they think too, so the psychological and the physical state. It also has profound consequences on what we, the humans, and the animals that we treat. And when we observe the behavior of animals and the behavior of other humans, we learn to sympathize with each other and have empathy for one another. So this is just like ToK talked about the mirror neurons. We mirror each other's reactions and actions. feelings. Psychological theorists now see human emotions like human cognitive capacities. Emotions are energizing and adaptive and serve communicating, bonding, and motivating functions. So, theorists found that we humans have similar behaviors to animals, though we do not see it. But actually, we originated from the apes, which lived long ago. So we probably have the same characteristics, but we do not know that. We cannot feel it. And one way in which animals express their feelings, they may not express them using language like we do, but they express them from either how they react to what we do to them, or like their facial expressions or something like that. And so Dr. O'Reilly says, therefore, the way we usually operate in the social world may not be too different from what other animals do. The more we discover about how animals, especially monkeys and apes, use emotions to make social decisions, the more we relate to all this, to the human race and how we operate in the social world. So if we relate our feelings to those of animals, then it's easier for us to relate to human beings as well. Monkeys and their young ones, they both relate to each other. Like a mother monkey would know that its kid is hungry, so it would feed it. So it knows what its young one feels. If we could feel like that as humans, then it would probably be living in a better social world. So look at this in a different perspective. Projective empathy. This is when you project your feelings on other people or even other things or animals in this case. And the questions we ask ourselves is it ethical to project an emotion onto someone without asking their permission? Or do I have the right to determine what emotion someone else should feel, especially if I don't know the circumstances that cause this current emotional state? Yeah. Okay. This is also another perspective. Animals do not have emotions, but have instincts. So for us we think that animals have emotions, right? But we also looked at it from another direction and thought, what if they do not have emotions? What if they just have instincts? And these instincts are the ones that stimulate their behavior. Okay. So human interpretation leads some to confuse these instincts with emotions, as we do not operate on the same basic level as other animals. And we try to connect it with and understand it from our perspective as emotional humans. So, we do not know what the animals feel, but we as humans look at it from our own perspective and assume that that's what it's feeling. So, an example is when you see a predatory mammal, such as a lion calling for and searching for cubs and finding one dead. They will leave them, and there seems to be an element of perfection in this. This is an article from one of the British papers. A British woman who read about Jana's loss online posted this comment. From one bereaved mother to another, Jana, you are in my thoughts. My baby boy died last June and you wouldn't wish it on any form of life. One newspaper writer asked whether we are too quick to project human feelings onto animals. However, Dr. Bill Sellers, a primatologist at Manchester University, believes gorillas experience pain and loss in a similar way to humans. But of course, it's extremely difficult to prove scientifically. And so he says that animal emotions are not necessarily